Did you grow up with money?
Yeah. We were like rich growing up.
No.
I swear to God, me and Chris were talking about this.
Rich and living in Oak Cliff?
Well, living in Mesquite.
Oh, yeah.
So you started out rough area.
I was like, I just went back and forth a couple times. But
that sounds
the
rich.
house we were in.
Hey, let's go from Oak Cliff to Mesquite.
I mean, like
hood to like lower middle class.
Well, you summer in Mesquite.
The house we were in was like borderline Garland Mesquite, and we were the first ever like Hispanic people on that whole block. There was us. There was one black family across from us. Everybody else was white. It was like a nice house.
So that's rich.
My uncle bought that house when he was like 18. Yeah, he had like hired a realtor, and my uncle, my mom's brother, got my dad into. They were drug dealers, like sold like all sorts of drugs. My uncle was like a right-hand man for like a cartel in Mexico.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like we were like spoiled. No matter where we lived, we were always like so taken care of. I had like all the video games. I had like so much clothes. Like my uncle had a Corvette, a BMW. Like I've been so rich and I've been so poor. And like either way, like I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I realized that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, if I have money or not, like who cares?
You're gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, they're not rich anymore. Like I can't just rely on them. Don't get me wrong. The glory days are over, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I'm chilling either
I
way.
didn't know that you feel comfortable talking about it? They're cool?
Like some parts. If there's ever anything that I shouldn't say, I'm just not gonna say it.
All right, fair enough. The money came in, it was flush. Were you worried about anybody getting taken out?
Nah, because I didn't even, bro, I was like oblivious. I was like a dumb kid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like 15, 16 years old. Did you guys ever watch The Sopranos?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You remember like first season was like Meadows telling her little brother like.
And AJ,
Yeah, she said an AJ like, our dad's in the mafia, dumbass. Like,
Yeah.
That's how like my cousins were like telling me. And I was just like, nah, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They're like, who around us has a job? And I was just like, oh shit. Like I never thought about it.
Did the neighborhood know? And not at all. Nah. So there wasn't any judgment from the neighbors. They were like, yeah, they're drug dealers. Don't let them play with the kids.
Nah,
nothing.
They had no idea. They thought like my grandpa had like a job in doing like sheetrock and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he's probably the one guy in our whole family who had like a job. Yeah. So everybody's just like, oh, he probably just runs like a sheetrock business, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did your family end up telling you? Or is there ever a discussion about it?
There was once I was like 16 or something like that. I just started asking them about it a little bit here and there. My dad one time like confessed it to me when he had like quit. He like got out of that. He got out of that, and then like 4 years after he had quit, he was running. He had like different businesses he'd run. He had like a body shop and like a painting. Like they used to go paint like apartments and buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
And one day, like 4 years after he had quit, he was like running a job site, and like federal agents just showed up and were like, "Yo, you're under arrest." So he had already told me before that. And I had like questions here and there, but I didn't want like that's their life. I didn't want to get too much into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But wild experience.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, we lived like kings.
So, was it worth it?
I asked my dad that, and I've asked my uncle that, because they went to the feds. They've done their time, but it wasn't like behind bars. It was like prison camp.
They went to the country club.
Minimum security or whatever.
Yeah, because they had no records. They had no like violent records.
But did they flip? Did they?
I don't think so. They told me no. I'm like I said, I still don't ask them shit because like.
And the cartel would probably handle that if they did.
Yeah,
I do remember walking around is.
I do remember when my uncle was on trial, him telling like I asked him a little bit about it because like I'm curious, but I'm also like
scared probably.
It's just that they never talked about it to anybody.
Yeah.
So I did not want to. It's kind of like what you said when you look at the comedians you look up to. You don't want to fanboy and then they be like fucking crush your dreams. Like,
yeah.
I didn't want to feel like I was disrespecting my uncle or my dad or any of the serious shit they had going on by being like, do you know Al Capone? Like some stupid ass question, you know? I'm like, but I'm just grateful they gave me a fucking badass life. I'm grateful they're alive. Like I don't know what their business is. I don't know how I know my uncle would be stressed a lot. You know what I mean? I did ask him like one time, and I just remember him saying that like his bosses in Mexico were like thinking of prison in America as like a joy. Like don't do that. Like just come down here. Like retire down here. Like we'll build you a cabo. Like, but my uncle was just like, nah, just
because he had his whole family here and he didn't want to leave the family. He didn't want to force the family.
I don't think he really cared too much about all that. He's like a family man, but he's not like this like come home and kiss your kid on the forehead. He's just like had a son here, a son there. He'll spend time with him, but he's not like he's like a bachelor life type dude. You know? But I think he just felt like fuck it, like I made my bed, I'll lay in it, like handle up. You know what I mean? Like
right.
And so yeah. I think the shit they were doing, if they would have flipped, like there would have been definitely consequences. You know what I mean?
To Andrew's early point, do you think that's where you kind of got this? I'm assuming in your family there's this idea like, look, whatever happens tomorrow, we can't really worry about that because tomorrow everything could go. We could be killed. We could be in jail.
Yeah,
so
I
let's
guess
just worry about today. Who cares about tomorrow? Do you think that was passed on to you?
Maybe not. I don't think anything of them was passed on to me. You don't understand. Like in my family, I'm like the Corky Romano brother Fredo like dumbass. Like the fact that comedy's working out for me now they're just like, yo, good job, Ralphie. But like for the longest, they're just like fucking moron.
But I don't
like,
think that
I'm the one guy in my family who like finished high school and they're just like, he's a pussy. Like
so everybody else was family business or involved kind of thing. I don't want to.
Those younger like my cousin Carlos, he's like an older brother to me, low to death, right? Me and him were like the spoiled, like my cousin Carlos got into his fair share of trouble, but he was more like thug. When you think of a thug, you think about this dude like tattoos and shit.
Yeah.
But our parents were more like, they looked like they operated a cell phone store, looked like managed at a store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were very like, don't look like an idiot.
Exactly.
Like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
But we were like spoiled, man. We're like the son from John Wick, the first one, remember? Where it's just like, you stole John Wick's car, you little moron. Like, we're like the little dumbasses who are like, our parents are this. But my cousin Carlos got into his fair share of stuff, and a little relative here or there maybe got into other shit with them.
Yeah.
Never on their level, but something. But I never touched any of that.
But you were observing it all.
I'm observing it. But I also knew very much like that's not me at all. Like,
right.
I'm not.
But you're chill and you're taking it all. I mean, because I've watched a lot of your stuff. Like, I think the first time your comedy came up, it was like maybe a Don't Tell comedy clip.
Yeah.
And here's actually an interesting connection is like seeing that, it was a really funny clip. And then I saw a bunch of other stuff come up from you. And it was in that moment that I realized that like Don't Tell comedy is the new Comedy Central. Whereas like you can find young new comics. This is back in Comedy Central, like early my days when it was this platform that could like showcase young people. And I was like, oh, it's transitioned to YouTube, and a guy like Ralph and there's other people can start there, clips go viral, and then all of a sudden there's this interest. And I was like, oh wow, something is happening over here. But I remember watching a bunch of your stuff and even like talking to you now, the kind of energy I'm getting it is like you were around some very interesting things, and I imagine you were kind of chilling in the cut, taking all of it in, and it's all kind of swirling around. And then when you took your shots, obviously you have your lines. I imagine you've been funny your whole life, but nah?
Sometimes, I guess.
But not funny in terms of like, I need to jump on top of a table and everybody look at me.
Nah, yeah, I don't know. I think like half the rooms I was in, I was like the clown, and then the other half I was like, I'm gonna keep my head down and not say a word.
Yeah. But it's really interesting to see like, fuck, Ralph, what a life, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm only here because I'm a loser in my world.
Failed drug dealer? Yeah. Yo, Ralph can't deal no drugs, man.
Yeah, but that's what kept you alive, though.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like...
Maybe that's why you also embrace being a loser, because it's like, that's what kept me alive, is being the loser of the family, not getting in any of that. I don't know, it kept me alive, but it kept me out of trouble.
That could be an interesting one. Maybe you have like supremely high emotional IQ, and you're like, if I let these motherfuckers know how smart I am, they're gonna make me take over the family business. So I gotta be a dumbass.
Bro, you gotta make that movie like a Godfather spinoff where
Yeah,
you're
girls are
afraid
probably
of.
fucking you because you're from a family that runs Mexico.
You're watching,
Like,
but you're watching Godfather, and you're seeing Fredo be a dumbass, and them give him no responsibility, and you're like, he's on to something. Yeah.
Like my uncle got kind of sick. He ended up like in the hospital around Christmas time.
Okay.
And a lot of my family had to drive. He was taking a trip back from Mexico because he's like a free man now, right? He's just like whatever. He's visiting family in Mexico. He hasn't seen her in a lot of years, and he's coming back, and he ended up in the hospital. So we had to drive down to like South Texas, like to the border almost, well, to the border, and like be there. But I remember it seemed like a lot of my family could not afford to be there for that many days because he was in the ICU for like 2 weeks or something.
Oh shit.
And so like I do remember this is like around the first time I'm having money. So I spent a lot of money making sure that they could all be in hotels to be there with them. And I did kind of feel like a Michael, like, it's all right, Pop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to take care of it, Pop. You know what I mean?
That's fire.
But yeah, like when I was fresh out of high school, I think this is like right before I even tried my first open mic. My cousin, like my uncle's oldest son, who's like my big brother, whatever, you know, he's always been in and out of street shit too. You know, at this time he's into some street shit.
Was he the one that you tell the joke about where like you were telling him not to deal drugs and then he started taking you out to dinner?
Nah, it's not him.
Okay.
My cousin Carlos, if you watch The Godfather, cousin Carlos is like the Sonny, like the hothead, you know what I mean? He's just like, this ain't the army. Yeah. My cousin was kind of always like that to me, like, this ain't you, Ralphie, right? But
You are the Michael.
I think so, yeah. He I don't know how I convinced him to like let me or give me a try or whatever to like do some shit. The fuck is it? I went with him one time. He was like picking up like a pound of weed from this dude. I remember the dude was just like pothead, but I loved how he's just like this huge pothead, right? He's like talks so slow, but he's making so much money out of his house. He just come out into your car and he just like serve you. He just like count the money and be like, don't speed off, all right? Just hold on. And like, but I was like, yo, do you think that he would sell me some? Or like through you or something, you know what I mean? And he's just like, my cousin was just like, man, are you serious? Like, I was like, yeah. It's like, just give me a little bit. I think I could sell some. You know what I mean? And for like a good 2-3 weeks, I think I made him a lot of money. Like I was surprised at how many people would just buy weed from me. And I remember I had this like little box where somebody gave me what are those things called? The Funko Pops, little bobblehead looking things, right?
Yeah.
Somebody had gave me one of those, and I had this empty little box. And I took the thing and I would just put the money in the box. And then it, like in 3 weeks, I had like the little roll where it's like the box couldn't fit. And I was just like, I'm gonna stop. After 3 weeks, I was like, I'm good. And he was like, why? I was just like, I feel like I'm not gonna want to learn the skill if I keep doing this. Like, and this is right when my uncle and my dad had like literally 4 months ago had just, their trials done. They just turned themselves into the prisons they're going to like. So I'm like, what if I end up in jail and like everybody in my family is gonna be so fucking devastated? Like, you know what I mean? They're gonna be like, every male is in prison. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just like, nah, I shouldn't do it. And my cousin Carlos was like, all right, well, fuck it.
You're already doing stand up a little bit at this point?
Nah, I think during that time I might have hit my first mic, but I wasn't at all like, yo, stand up. This is it for me. Like, I'm gonna chase this instead. I just wanted to like not do that. Not do.
It seems like right when you're having success with something, you're like, I should not pursue this.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning of the pod, you're like, I want to be a barber again.
I painted.
But it is funny that you think girls are fucking you because you're a loser, and they're actually fucking you because your family is royalty. Like, you're Prince Harry of the cartel, and you're like, oh, I don't know.
They're really spoiled. You had sneakers, you had clothes. You had
You rejected an entire gender.
No, but you don't understand when I'm 18 and they're gone, like, they didn't leave money for me. They're not like, hey.
But the girls don't know. These Mexican sex slaves think they have to have sex with you.
Nobody like bought me a car. Like, I'm spoiled, but I'm still like my own man to them. So they're like, fucking earn your own buck.
Handle
like,
your shit.
Do your shit,
You got the name is all
When
I'm
you were a
saying.
kid.
When I was a kid, they was like, here's everything.
Yeah.
And then from one day to another, they're like, you should have earned it all on your own, dumbass. Like, so I had like all sorts of different jobs.
I went to the eye doctor. I wear glasses, but I lose them a lot, and so I was like, my vision was getting a little worse. So I was like, I need a new prescription. So I went, I did the eye exam. You close your eye and everything, and I was waiting for the doctor to come back in the room to give me my results. But he came back real serious. He was like, hey, I have quite a bit of news for you. He said, you show signs of diabetic retinopathy, which is where you're beginning to go blind. And he said, on top of that, in your right eye, you seem to have glaucoma. But I was like, nah, I think I just need glasses. I didn't come for all that, you know. That's a lot to take in. I didn't know what to say. I got quiet and I got real serious. I just sat there like kind of in shock, I was like, damn. And then the doctor broke the silence. He goes, hey, just to be perfectly clear, you're only getting charged like just for the exam. Like, we don't charge you for everything wrong with you. Like, we just, like if that was worrying me, like, I was like, yeah, no, I understand. Thank you for throwing in glaucoma for free. I went to that eye clinic called America's Best. Bro, they are not the best. They had a sign in the office that said for an additional, I think it was like an additional $20, they can tell you if you're diabetic. Wow. You should just tell people. Like, why would you withhold that information for a 20? Like, I don't know if it's a $20 test or what, but like for a 20, bro, like that's a thug ass doctor. Like, if I was a doctor, I couldn't do that. If I was a doctor, I couldn't walk up to my patient and be like, hey, do you want to hear something that's gonna change everything for you? You got some cash on you though? Like I'm joking about it now, but it did make me sad to find out that my eyes are messed up and I'm probably going blind. I think what made it twice as sad too is that the day before that eye exam, I had just agreed to be a Barnes & Noble's rewards member. I'm for real. I was just about to start reading, like a lot. I was about to get into books, like heavy, cause you know how like they say like books, they give you knowledge and knowledge is power. I was gonna have all this knowledge, all this power, but I don't know. I guess God was like, nah, he'll be too powerful. I have to stop him. I don't know if like I'm gonna get the treatment in time before I go blind. But just in case I go blind, like I'm preparing for it. I'll buy a piano. Somebody's gotta like. I'll probably make a lot of tips. I don't know how to play piano, but if I just post up, I'll be like, I am blind. They'll be like, oh my God, here you go. I don't know. I gotta teach myself how to use my other senses, I'm in blind training right now. I am. Like, what I started doing just to, prepare myself is like every time I wipe my ass, I close my eyes. I'm not quite there yet, but there's been a lot of trial and error. I wish the doctor never would have told me. Like, doctors always give you your bad news, but I wish they gave you the option to hear the news. I wish they would go in there like, hey, I have some news for you. Do you want to hear it? And I'll be like, nah, I'm good. They'd be like, you sure? You could die tomorrow. I'll just die. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to fucking know. I didn't want to know that I'm going blind. I didn't want to know. I would prefer it just happens one day. I would prefer I'm on stage, middle of a joke, and I'm just like, where'd everybody go? Or I would prefer that I went blind right in the middle of sex. I'm just having sex with a girl. I'm like, damn, pussy's that good? I went blind. Think about how good it would make the woman feel. She would be so confident. Every partner she has after me, she will be like, hey, before we have sex, like, I gotta warn you. This shit, last guy went blind. So you wanna take this ride? I was talking to my ex, but this blind stuff, it changed everything for me. It's making me realize I don't trust anybody. I don't. Because, I told my ex, because we'd been hanging out, and it was getting more serious. But I don't want to be a burden to anybody. So I told her straight up. I was like, hey, apparently I'm, going blind right now. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it in time. So, if you don't want to see me anymore, I'm probably not going to see you soon anyway. If you want to stop hanging out, I completely understand. And without even thinking about it, right away, she was like, no. She said, I don't care if you're blind. I'm with you no matter what. And when she said that, in my mind, I was like, this bitch is going to rob me. When somebody really loves you, they're not okay with you going blind that fast. She didn't even put up a fight. Nah, let's find out what treatment is. Let's get a second opinion. Let's go to America's Next Best. This bitch right away. Close your eyes, baby. I'll take care of everything. Yeah, so you can have me walking around poop on my ass? Nah. I'm good. I'm good. Besides, I'd rather stay single as a blind man. When I'm blind, I'll have no standards. I'll be having sex with whoever I think I'm having sex with, I'll be like, damn, baby. Oh, damn. I'll be like, well, it's a threesome to me. I've been going out to eat by myself lately, but I'll take my notebook with me so I can write little joke ideas. And I notice, in different parts of town, sometimes people will try to guess what I'm writing in the notebook. Whenever I'm in hood-type areas, people are usually like, oh, he's writing raps. Right? But whenever I'm in, a nice uptown Starbucks, then people are like, oh, he's writing raps. One time I was in a very quiet, low-key coffee shop, and this girl comes up to me. She's like, hey, excuse me, are you writing poetry? I was like, no, I'm writing raps. I tried to hide my notebook, and she tried to peek over my shoulder. She was like, how come it says jerk off right there? I was like, don't worry about that. Streets is crazy. People die jerking off there. Try to eat healthy. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and a lot of people don't believe me when I say that. I think it's because I'm real slim. It's kind of like hearing a really ugly dude tell you he got herpes. Because people just look at you like, you got it? Like you think you got it, or a doctor told you got it? Well, a doctor did tell me. I was diagnosed at 6. And I had that same doctor from when I was 6 up until I was 18, which is a long time to have one doctor. So when I left, I thought it'd be nice to leave him a review on his website. So who knows him better than I do, I was like, this man was my doctor for the last 12 years. And I am still diabetic. 1 star. I left him 1 star because of the nurses he had working for him. They used to try to lift you up, but I didn't like it. Because they'll say things like, in time, you could actually find that diabetes could be somewhat of a blessing in disguise. I think I'd rather have just a regular blessing. The disguise part is really messing with my blood sugar. You're a horrible nurse. But I took her advice. Years down the line, though, I was at a bar and some of my friends started a little fight. And this dude pushed me. So in my head, I was like, diabetes. I didn't want to fight him, so I said, hey man, you don't want to do this. I'm diabetic. And this is one of those little things that sucks about living in America. He goes, me too, and then punched me in my face. I've never cared about like a weight problem or a diabetes problem in this country, but when that happened, I was like, this is out of control, man, it's diabetes. I saw it as like, come on, man, we gotta stick together, but he saw it as like, nah, 2 types walked in, 1 type's walking out. But I go out to eat a lot. I've been having this problem at restaurants where I get skipped in lines pretty much every time by white women. Not saying I'm angry, I'm just saying, it's usually you guys. But I don't think it's a race thing. Like, I don't think white women are skipping me because I'm Hispanic. I think white women are skipping me because I'm short and Hispanic. Like, hear me out. You see a 6-foot Latino dude standing in line, that dude has the potential to be tall, tan, handsome. You respect that man's place in that line. But they see me, 5'7" Hispanic dude in line, and their mind, they're probably thinking, he probably works here. I'm just getting in front of like. I don't say anything though. I don't really think it's a big deal. If anybody's wrong in the situation, it's me. Because if it's a good-looking white girl, I'm like, man, whatever. But if it's like a white woman that has a ring on her finger, then I'm like, racist. I don't say anything though. I feel like I learned my lesson once. Because I skipped a white woman once. And I got in front of her and she goes, you're gonna regret that. I was like, whatever. I didn't think nothing of it. I brushed it off. Then like 2 days later, I went to my old neighborhood to visit my grandma, and they turned their house into a yoga studio. I was like, ah. They fucking got me. Honestly, I kind of like when I get skipped by white ladies. Only the older ones, because they do it with like some guts behind it, with some attitude. You know, like older white ladies with the little glasses. They'll get right in front of you and then look back at you like, what? Go ahead, say something. This is a target. Who do you think they'll believe? I'm like, fair enough, fair enough. I don't know where I fit in. I really don't. Like, I can't even hang out with my thug friends anymore. Because we'll be smoking together and then they like to say cool thug shit, but it'll also hurt my feelings a lot of the time. They get real dramatic when they hit the joint and be like, man, dog, you know, when I think about it, all my real friends are either dead or in jail by now. I'm like, give me back my weed, man. Changing my Hulu password, too. That's for my real friends. I got like my suburban friends too, but they're like college kid, preppy type people, very cocky. Like they can never answer questions by saying yes or no. They always gotta say stuff like, you know me, that's weird. That is the strangest way to answer a question. I talked to my buddy James, I was like, yo James, a couple weeks ago, we were hanging out at that bar and you seemed to hit it off with that one girl and I've been meaning to ask you, did you two go home together? He was like, Ralph, you know me. I was like, dude, she's been missing for like 13 days, man. I don't know you at all. My educated friends are trying to get me into politics more. They're like, man, you don't ever see these immigrant stories on the news and get upset. You know what I mean? Because our parents were immigrants. Doesn't it make you mad the way they treat people? I was like, I don't watch it, but I mean, I'll try. Because I get it. Everybody has something to be offended by, you know? Like, and I want to be a part of my people. I want to find something to get offended about. I want to be mad. I was watching all these different political channels, but I couldn't care much. Until I started watching CNN. They were doing this special on China. And now I started getting a little offended, right? It caught me. The first thing that caught me, 80% of Americans don't trust President Xi Jinping. And I don't think that's true. because I don't think 80% of us knew China had a president. Called my buddy Peng, because he's from China. I was like, yo, you guys have a president in China? He says, no. He said, it's more of like a chairman position. I was like, oh, well, I don't trust him. And then I just kept watching. They said, the biggest threat to our country is the country of China. And that's where I got mad. Because China has not only clothed and fed me for the last 20-something years, but after every meal, they give me a little message of inspiration. China's my biggest threat? No. I'll believe they're my mom before I believe they're my biggest threat. They start pressuring me to vote a lot. I don't like that either. I miss being a little kid, getting pressured into more human things, like gangs, drugs. You knew which one was dangerous. But with voting, you can never pick a right side sometimes, you know? You think you know, and then somebody comes out of the shadows with some hidden facts that they read online. It's hard to know what's true or not. You'll be like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna go Democrat because I heard they got a good health plan. They're like, no, yeah, they do. It's a good choice. And then out of the shadows, somebody pops up like, but also, they eat children. Oh. Okay, I don't want that. Let me check out the Republican side. And you get the facts on them. Oh yeah, they got a good budget plan. They're really trying to fix up the economy. You'll like it. And then out of those same shadows, somebody pops up with like, but also, they're the ones who purchased the children. Like, I'm good on kids, man. I'm good. I do want to vote. But honestly, I want to do it for bragging rights. I feel like one day there's gonna be a badass president who legalizes all sorts of cool things across the country. Like mushrooms, weed, prostitutes. Not saying I'm just gonna go indulge in all of these, but I would like to think if, you know, by some circumstance I find myself sharing a legitimate blunt with a legal prostitute as we file her W-9. In that moment, I want to be like, you're welcome, by the way. I voted, I did this. Like, it's just scary. Like, you really do got to get informed, man. You can't just make a snap decision. Like, I'm 25, but I don't feel like I'm old enough to vote. You know, like I want to pick a president, but at this age, like I'm still learning how to pick good mechanics. I got my wheel alignment the other day by a dude who guessed the price off the top of his head. I just pulled in. I was like, excuse me, sir, how much is it for a wheel alignment? He was kicking my tires. I just looked at him like, I don't know either. But I went with him because he seemed trustworthy enough. But my car drives more crooked now than when I gave it to him. I don't know much about cars or politics, but I do know this. I do know that sometimes people running for office scare me for the same reason that mechanics scare me. Have you ever noticed people who run for office talk about the country the same way mechanics talk about your car? They're like, can I fix it? Yes, but I gotta take it apart from the inside. Really, it's gonna take me some time, especially because look, I don't know if you saw this, but the guy who had it before me, he really fucked this up. It's good to be here in Chicago. I like it. Chicago, man, y'all don't play about your money. There was a homeless dude on the corner playing the saxophone. He had the little box for the tips. I was dancing to the saxophone, but I never tipped. He stopped playing. He was like, you ain't gonna tip, you ain't gonna dance. Like, dang, city's tough. But it's been cool, man. Chicago put me in a good mood. I was in a bad mood when I came. The other day back home, I got pulled over. And I wasn't moving though, so I didn't think it was that fair. I was parked. I was parked in a parking lot, and then this cop just pulled in behind me and lit me up. But honestly, I was like, damn, he's good. Because I was just about to start speeding. He's 2 steps ahead of me. He's gonna make detective. I felt like he was messing with me a little bit, cause I'm just sitting there in the parking lot, right? And he rolls up on me, he knocks on my window. He's like, "Hey, you've been in this parking lot for quite a while, and it's starting to look suspicious. Why are you just parked here?" I said, "Sir, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but the dude who invented parking lots, this is what he wanted us to do with them." Yeah. He didn't really like that little joke. I was like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You should get in your car and try it out, man. Yeah, he didn't really like that little joke. Like, I don't think he was racist at all, but as I said that joke, I could see any love he had for Latins just depleting in his eyes. He started asking me if I was high. I don't like to smoke weed and go out in public, so when cops ask me things like that, I don't even get nervous, But this time, I was pretty high. To give you an idea of how high I was, like, I couldn't even focus on the officer talking to me because there was some lady in the parking lot walking around screaming out for somebody named Rocco. She was like, "Rocco! Rocco! Rocco!" To the point where, like, I don't know what the cop was talking about. I was just like, what's going on with Rocco? Why is he not answering? Am I Rocco? He was like, "Hey, pay attention." He was asking me if I was on drugs or if I had drugs. But I don't know, like, the way he asked me made me feel like maybe he's looking to party. I only say that because cops have an official way of asking things, like cop lingo. They're like, "Hey, are you under the influence of any drugs? Do you have any substances on you?" Things like that. But he didn't ask like that. What he did is he's right here at my window, right? And then he hits one of these. He goes. And then he licked his lips. He hit a mean ass P. Diddy's out. He goes, "You do cocaine?" I was like, "I've never tried it, but if you have some, I'll try it once." He was asking me for my ID. But look, the whole reason I was in this parking lot was I borrowed my cousin's car to go to the store. And when I got there, I realized I forgot my wallet. So then I just, sat in the car, killed 20 minutes on Instagram before driving home. The whole reason that this cop approached my car was because after he had seen it parked there for a while, he ran the tags. And when it came up under my cousin's name, it showed that my cousin has a warrant out for his arrest. And like I said, I don't have my ID, man. And you don't know how hard it is for a Hispanic dude in a 99 Impala to convince a cop his name is not Carlos. I was like, "Sir, I'm not this thug you think I am." I was showing them my emails from Banana Republic. If I was Carlos, you think I have banana points? Come on, man. I was like, "I'm not Carlos. I'm Rocco, maybe. I don't know anymore." But yeah, I don't even smoke weed that often, man. Not anymore, at least. Sometimes I'll upload videos of my stand-up on YouTube, and people will be like, "This guy's so baked." I'm not. This is just my face. I do think that because I smoked so much during puberty, my face got stuck like this. You know how they tell you, your face gonna get stuck like that. Keep making it. Yeah, I don't smoke that often anymore. I used to. I really do believe that smoking weed as a teenager saved my life, though. I honestly do, because I was a troublesome little angry kid. I used to fight for dumb reasons. Somebody would be like, hey, man, I was with your girl last night, and I'll take it to, I'll be like, what'd you say about my girl? But weed mellowed me out instantly with the first hit. I remember smoking and just being like, man, you can have my girl, bro, no problem. I was like, let me introduce you. I like her, so I know you'll love her, you know? Like, yeah, mellowed me out, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I started smoking as a teenager, which was cool. I grew up with like the exact same group of friends my whole life. The same friends growing up, like a little group of 6 of us. We're still tight to this day, like brothers, but I always remember right around the time I started smoking, my friends started coming out the closet. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a group of 6 of us. It started with one. He broke the ice. He let us know that he's bisexual. And at that same day, at that same time, another 2 of my friends came out and told us that they were gay. So the remaining 3 of us just kind of looked at each other. Like trying to figure out who's next. I'm not gonna lie, in my head, I was like, damn, what if it's me? It's just mad confusing. You know how confusing it is to be this 15-year-old kid thinking you're growing up in the streets with the thugs, and it turns out, nah, you're just a dude from a predominantly gay neighborhood is all. It threw me off so bad, man. You know what I mean? I'm 15. Half my friends are coming out the closet. It's confusing. I had to have a heart-to-heart with my buddy. I was like, Paco, you and me been hanging out every day together since we were 7. Do you think I'm gay too? He's like, man, I'll put it to you like this, man. We're in school, so he points at my classmates. He's like, you see Jessica and Emily over there? If you could have sex with one, who would you have sex with? I said, either one. He said, okay. What about John and Jessica? I said, Jessica, but I know where you're going with this. I should fuck John too, really figure things out. He's like, do whatever you want, man. So I'm straight now. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I don't know. Good times as teenagers, you know. I started smoking. My friends were coming out the closet. We were all just putting things in our mouth that we like. Learning about ourselves. It's cool, man. I miss where I grew up. I like that area. I grew up like right in between a really bad neighborhood and a really nice one. So like I've always understood all the hood lingo, but sometimes I'll hear it and like I still don't catch on quite, you know what I mean? It throws me off, I guess because of where I'm at in the area. Like the other day my neighbor was catching up with me. He's like, Ralph, I know you've been hitting some fat licks off these comedy shows, homie. Break bread with your kinfolk, babies. You know me and you, we go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac, cuz. I was like, man, I don't like when you talk like that, Kyle. I can tell I grew up on the badder side of the area just based off of the relationship advice the older dudes used to give me. Like this older neighbor named Roger, I was just venting one day. I was like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out with this girl, man. He's like, you gotta do what I do. When I'm having problems with my girl, I look her right in the face and I say, look, baby, you can do what you do in those streets, but at the end of the day, the streets don't love you like I do. I was like, I don't think we're having the same type of relationship problems there. Like, yeah, I get jealous sometimes, but you, Roger, I think your girlfriend is a prostitute. I could tell that I was on the badder side just because of the gas stations, man. Like, If I'm ever in an area and I'm not sure what kind of area it is, I'll walk into a gas station. That's how I calculate the statistics, you know what I mean? If I go into a gas station and that store has more hot chips than regular chips, I know my chances of getting shot have gone up 60%. But my chance of getting some good weed has gone up 120%. I had a job at a McDonald's when I was 16, and like I used to get kind of depressed as a teenager. Like I'll admit, I even had a little bit of like that self-hatred, but McDonald's saved my life. After 2 weeks of working there, I was like, nah, I don't hate myself this much. I'm out. Deserve better. I miss where I grew up. I like that area. I grew up like right in between a really bad neighborhood and a really nice one. So like I've always understood all the hood lingo, but sometimes I'll hear it and like I still don't catch on quite, you know what I mean? It throws me off, I guess because of where I'm at in the area. Like the other day my neighbor was catching up with me. He's like, Ralph, I know you've been hitting some fat licks off these comedy shows, homie. Break bread with your kinfolk, babies. You know me and you, we go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac, cuz. I was like, man, I don't like when you talk like that, Kyle. I can tell I grew up on the badder side of the area just based off of the relationship advice the older dudes used to give me. Like this older neighbor named Roger, I was just venting one day. I was like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out with this girl, man. He's like, you gotta do what I do. When I'm having problems with my girl, I look her right in the face and I say, look, baby, you can do what you do in those streets, but at the end of the day, the streets don't love you like I do. I was like, I don't think we're having the same type of relationship problems there. Like, yeah, I get jealous sometimes, but you, Roger, I think your girlfriend is a prostitute. I went to the eye doctor. I wear glasses, but I lose them a lot, and so I was like, my vision was getting a little worse. So I was like, I need a new prescription. So I went, I did the eye exam. You close your eye and everything, and I was waiting for the doctor to come back in the room to give me my results. But he came back real serious. He was like, hey, I have quite a bit of news for you. He said, you show signs of diabetic retinopathy, which is where you're beginning to go blind. And he said, on top of that, in your right eye, you seem to have glaucoma. But I was like, nah, I think I just need glasses. I didn't come for all that, you know. That's a lot to take in. I didn't know what to say. I got quiet and I got real serious. I just sat there like kind of in shock, you know. I was like, damn. And then the doctor broke the silence. He goes, hey, just to be perfectly clear, you know, you're only getting charged like just for the exam. Like, we don't charge you for everything wrong with you. Like, we just, like if that was worrying me, you know, like, I was like, yeah, no, I understand. Thank you for throwing in glaucoma for free. I went to that eye clinic called America's Best. Bro, they are not the best. They had a sign in the office that said for an additional, I think it was like an additional $20, they can tell you if you're diabetic. Wow. You should just tell people. Like, why would you withhold that information for a 20? Like, I don't know if it's a $20 test or what, but like for a 20, bro, like that's a thug ass doctor. Like, if I was a doctor, I couldn't do that. If I was a doctor, I couldn't walk up to my patient and be like, hey, do you want to hear something that's gonna change everything for you? You got some cash on you though? like I'm joking about it now, but it did make me sad to find out that my eyes are messed up and I'm probably going blind. I think what made it twice as sad too is that the day before that eye exam, I had just agreed to be a Barnes and Noble's rewards member. I'm for real. I was just about to start reading like a lot. Like, I was about to get into books like heavy, cause you know how like they say like books, they give you knowledge and knowledge is power. I was gonna have all this knowledge, all this power, but I don't know. I guess God was like, nah, he'll be too powerful. I have to stop him. I don't know if like I'm gonna get the treatment in time before I go blind. But just in case I go blind, like I'm preparing for it. I'll buy a piano. Somebody's gotta like. I'll probably make a lot of tips. I don't know how to play piano, but if I just post up, I'll be like, I am blind. They'll be like, oh my God, here you go. I don't know. I gotta teach myself how to use my other senses, I'm in blind training right now. I am. Like, what I started doing just to, prepare myself is like every time I wipe my ass, I close my eyes. I'm not quite there yet, but it's been a lot of trial and error. I wish the doctor never would have told me. Like, doctors always give you your bad news, but I wish they gave you the option to hear the news. I wish they would go in there like, hey, I have some news for you. Do you want to hear it? And I'll be like, nah, I'm good. They'd be like, you sure? You could die tomorrow. I'll just die. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to fucking know. I didn't want to know that I'm going blind. I didn't want to know. I would prefer it just happens one day. I would prefer I'm on stage, middle of a joke, and I'm just like, where'd everybody go? Or I would prefer that I went blind right in the middle of sex. I'm just having sex with a girl. I'm like, damn, pussy's that good? I went blind. Think about how good it would make the woman feel. She would be so confident. Every partner she has after me, she will be like, hey, before we have sex, like, I gotta warn you. This shit, last guy went blind. So you wanna take this ride? I was talking to my ex, but this blind stuff, it changed everything for me. It's making me realize I don't trust anybody. I don't. Because, like, I told my ex, because we'd been hanging out, and it was getting more serious. But I don't want to be a burden to anybody. So I told her straight up. I was like, hey, apparently I'm, like, going blind right now. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it in time. So, if you don't want to see me anymore, like, I'm probably not going to see you soon anyway. If you want to stop hanging out, I completely understand. And without even thinking about it, right away, she was like, no. She said, I don't care if you're blind. I'm with you no matter what. And when she said that, in my mind, I was like, this bitch is going to rob me. When somebody really loves you, they're not okay with you going blind that fast. Like, she didn't even put up a fight. Like, nah, let's find out what treatment is. Let's get a second opinion. Let's go to America's Next Best. Like, this bitch right away. Close your eyes, baby. I'll take care of everything. Yeah, so you can have me walking around poop on my ass? Nah. I'm good. I'm good. Besides, I'd rather stay single as a blind man. When I'm blind, I'll have no standards. I'll be having sex with whoever I think I'm having sex with, you know? I'll be like, damn, baby. Oh, damn. I'll be like, well, it's a threesome to me. I had a baby a while back. Yeah, stop, because I want you to notice something. Like 2 people clapped, 1 person awed, everyone else was just honest. 3 people were like, congrats, everybody else was like, you fucked up. I did, man. I did recently have a baby, which is amazing. I love it. It is scary that I'm in charge of like teaching him things, guiding him through life, but it is amazing to watch him learn things. Like he's walking now, he knows how to ask for food, he'll cry when he's angry. I was like, I've taught you all I can, son. From here on out, we learn together. Did you guys see that that man lit himself on fire in front of the courthouse today? Yeah, there's nothing funny about that. What is funny is hearing... What was funny was hearing the CNN reporter describe what was happening. Because I wasn't in the room. I had the TV playing in the room. I was in the restroom. I was shaving because I'm a grown man. And all of a sudden, I just hear the lady go, this man has fully emblazoned himself. He is fully emblazed. He has emblazed himself. And I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, well, you can't smoke weed outside now? Like, I emblaze myself all the time. I didn't know that there was a man actually, you know, and I'm shaving, and I had this little beard going. Not a good beard, but a beard nonetheless. And I had wanted to shave my beard for a while, but I got that little magical OCD thing where I think that if I shave it, something bad will happen. So I shaved the beard, and then I'll go out to see what's going on TV, and I see the man on fire, and I was just like, I am so sorry, sir. That lady, she did her best to describe everything she saw. She was like, he's fully on fire. I smell flesh. I was like, are you hungry? What the fuck is... She's like, smells like Puerto Rican. I do want to vote. I do want to. But honestly, I want to do it for bragging rights. I feel like one day there's going to be a badass president who legalizes all sorts of cool things across the country. Like mushrooms. Weed. Prostitutes. Not saying I'm just going to go indulge in all of these, but I would like to think if, you know, by some circumstance I find myself sharing a legitimate blunt with a legal prostitute as we file her W-9. In that moment, I want to be like, you're welcome, by the way. I voted. I did this.
People don't realize like how antisocial I really am, man. It's crazy. Like I don't know. I'm very non-confrontational. I never talk to strangers out in public. It freaks me out. I'm the type of dude that if I go like to a restaurant by myself and the waiter's not checking on me, I just don't eat. I'll leave. I'll be like, that's all right. It wasn't meant to be today. That's why I'm so skinny. Like I'm hungry. I'm just nervous. My son, I have a 4-year-old son. He's antisocial too, but in a way, like cooler way, man. I take him to the park all the time. Little kids out there invited him to play. They're like, Lorenzo, you want to be my friend? And my son, without missing a beat, he's like, I don't need any friends. I was like, bro, I don't even think you need a dad. I was so cool just now. I remember when I found out I was gonna be a dad, man. I feel like I jinxed myself. Because I had been broken up with my ex for like over a month. And I don't know why, I just called her one day. I was like, what if you're pregnant and we don't even know? She was like, that's stupid. And 2 hours later, she called me crying. She was like, I'm pregnant. I was like, fuck, I should have never called you. I threw that phone away. Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird hearing my friends try to flirt with strippers. I'm realizing things. I'm realizing there's only two types of guys that flirt with strippers. There's dudes who flirt through money, just trying to show it off. With strip club, that's the place to do it, you know? And then there's dudes who flirt from the heart. That one is sad. If they're flirting from the heart, it's because they ran out of money. You ever seen your boy get in a lap dance, but just trying way too hard? Like, oh, baby, your body's so perfect. You're like a goddess. I swear you could have been a princess. I'll stop my boy. I'll be like, bro, it's too late for her. She needed to hear this like in middle school. Saying what she's here for. Go to the ATM, man. My friends don't even know how to flirt, man. They just say things that they hear rappers say. They be like, you know, I could be the one to save you from all this. I could take you away from it all. I'm like, man, strippers, they're living the life. They don't want to be saved. Go to the girl who's like the manager at a Marshall's. She wants to be saved bad. Throw a wad of cash at her, I bet you she'll do more than just touch you. I don't really like to celebrate my birthday, and my family gets mad. They're like, nah, we gotta celebrate. We gotta celebrate the fact that you survived another year on this earth. Who thought I was gonna die? I'll celebrate if we can go somewhere fun, like go-kart racing. That's cool. But I'm also a sore loser, man. If you beat me in go-karts, guess what? You're not coming to my next year's birthday. I'm just gonna make a list of all the losers, and they're my friends. I got offered my first threesome the other day, but I didn't take it. I wanted to. I was very tempted, because one of the girls, she was so pretty. She was like, you know how people say she was a snack? But the other girl, she was vegetables. I know that's mean. And I'm aware of how I look. I'm probably hash browns myself. But I didn't want to do it, man. Especially because, like, the pretty one, she was being so cocky. She knew she was dessert. She was like, nah, you can't eat none of this unless you eat her first. I was like, oh, I'm not hungry. I had already ate today. I should have never said that vegetable joke, because one of y'all is going to fuck up tonight now. Like, I already know I'm going to get y'all into some fights. I see it. There's going to be a couple driving home, and some girl's going to be like, so babe, I'm dessert or I'm vegetables. And some smart ass motherfucker's gonna be like, I mean, you know I like to eat healthy, but I've been feeling real good, man. I recently moved out from home for the first time ever. Thank you, one person. It's a little apartment, man, but honestly, it's already gone to my head. Like, just saying I have my own place feels like I'm saying, like, I got stocks and bonds now. Like, when I walk into places, I walk in like I got options to buy now, you know? I'll be using technical terms when I walk into my friend's house. I'm like, yo, this place got square footage? Check your lease, man. Mine came with square footage, bro. I feel it. I feel like I got it like that now, man. I was at the store. I saw some kids buying chips and candy. I was like, you know what? That's on me today. One of the kids was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, it's cool. I got an apartment now." I've been trying to show that apartment off to get girls to notice me. Like everywhere I go, I take my lease with me now. I just let it hang out the pocket a little bit. Yeah, right there. The other day, I acted like I accidentally dropped it by a girl at a bar. She was like, "Hey, you dropped this piece of paper." I was like, "Oh, damn, did I drop my 13-month lease?" I said, "You keep that one. That's you right there." That's you. If I'm being 100% honest, I do want to use the apartment to get girls to notice me, but man, after that deposit and this one furniture I have, I don't really have money left for girls, bro. Like I have approached one girl. I approached one girl at the bar. I was like, "Hey, what's up? What you drinking?" And she was like, "Crown and Coke." I was like, "Nice." That was as far as I could afford to go. But after a minute, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna just go for it. So I told her, "Could you buy me one too, please?" I'm feeling a little better. I was feeling sick these last 2 days. You know, I never know, like, if you should masturbate or not when you're sick. Does anybody else wonder that? Like, do you not do it to preserve your energy? Or do you let the toxins out? Like, a lot of my friends here in New York think that Texas is racist. It is. I mean, y'all are racist here too, but it's different. Like in Texas, people are racist because they're just biased like that. They were just raised to hate. Y'all get racist not because it's just in you. Y'all just get racist when it's somebody who's like messing up everybody's day. You know what I mean? In Texas, you're like, "Yo, you brown, I don't like you." Right here, you're just like, "I don't care if you're brown, but I don't like you because you held up the train. Now I also hate the fact that you're brown." I seen the dude holding up the train. He was holding up the train. His backpack wouldn't let the doors close. But he didn't know it was his backpack. So he was just standing there while the doors were like... Finally, somebody yelled out. They were like, "Yo, take that sack off or go back to where you came from." I was like, "Oh, shit." What's scary is that it worked. That dude went right back to Connecticut. Everybody here thinks I like guns. I'm not like a gun freak, but I will say this, it is a little bit of a culture shock when I came here and I saw that your grocery stores don't sell guns. That is wild. What if you gotta kill somebody? Y'all, you're messing up. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen the day you need eggs and revenge? You're just gonna have eggs. Like, I never voted for like Biden, Trump, nobody. Okay, but I do think it's cool that Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani they went to jail. Yeah. I don't know, like, no matter what side you stand on them, like, it just looks cool, man. Fucking Trump took it like a man. They were like, "You gotta turn yourself in on Friday." He was like, "I'll go Thursday." His mugshot looked badass. He looked like a G. He was just like... Rudy Giuliani's arrest did not look as cool. Rudy Giuliani is the guy who helped create the RICO Act, and they used that to arrest a lot of mobsters, gangsters, drug dealers. And then he got arrested under the RICO Act. That's like if you invented plastic bags and then died suffocating on a plastic bag. But it's an honor to be here, man. My grandma who raised me, she was a huge fan of comedy. In fact, if you would have told her that one day I'd be standing in front of you at the Addison Improv, she would have said, ¿Qué? Because she didn't know any English. For the most part, I was raised by my grandma, though, which I love. When you're being raised by an old lady who doesn't know English, you grow up with zero consequences. I used to get phone calls from school. But who do you think she needed to translate these calls? That's right, I ran that house. Anytime anybody would call speaking English, I would have to translate. She'd put the house phone on speaker and she'd be like, who is it and what are they saying? And if I didn't feel like translating or getting in trouble, I would act like I'm listening. I'd be like, okay. They're talking real fast, Grandma, but they're saying something about proof of residency. She'd be like, hang up. I'm like, if you say so. I like that area. I grew up like right in between a really bad neighborhood and a really nice one. So like I've always understood all the hood lingo, but sometimes I'll hear it and like I still don't catch on quite, you know what I mean? It throws me off, I guess because of where I'm at in the area. Like the other day, my neighbor was catching up with me. He's like, Ralph, I know you've been hitting some fat licks off these comedy shows, homie. Break bread with your kinfolk, babies. You know me and you, we go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac, cuz. I was like, man, I don't like when you talk like that, Kyle. I can tell I grew up on the badder side of the area just based off of the relationship advice the older dudes used to give me. Like this older neighbor named Roger, I was just venting one day. I was like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out with this girl, man. He's like, you gotta do what I do. When I'm having problems with my girl, I look her right in the face and I say, look, baby, you can do what you do in those streets, but at the end of the day, the streets don't love you like I do. I was like, I don't think we're having the same type of relationship problems there. Like, yeah, I get jealous sometimes, but you, Roger, I think your girlfriend is a prostitute. It's weird. It's weird hearing my friends try to flirt with strippers. I'm realizing things. I'm realizing there's only 2 types of guys that flirt with strippers. There's dudes who flirt through money, just trying to show it off. With strip club, that's the place to do it, you know? And then there's dudes who flirt from the heart. That one is sad. If they're flirting from the heart, it's because they ran out of money. You ever seen your boy get in a lap dance but just trying way too hard? Like, oh, baby, your body's so perfect. You're like a goddess. I swear you could have been a princess. I'll stop my boy. I'll be like, bro, it's too late for her. She needed to hear this like in middle school. Saying what she's here for. Go to the ATM, man. My friends don't even know how to flirt, man. They just say things that they hear rappers say. They be like, you know, I could be the one to save you from all this. I could take you away from it all. I'm like, man, strippers, they're living the life. They don't want to be saved. Go to the girl who's like the manager at a Marshall's. She wants to be saved bad. Throw a wad of cash at her, I bet you she'll do more than just touch you. I kind of want to vote, you know, I kind of do, but like I said, I don't even do research. I just go off of like vibes. And I don't like the vibes that Trump and Biden give me. I don't like their vibes at all, man. Like, they make me feel like America is this one big party, right? Like, we're all at this house party, And then somebody at that party was like, okay, I'm gonna introduce y'all to these two guys. And one guy is like the guy who he gets so drunk, he just says whatever's on the top of his mind. And occasionally it's some racist shit. Trump. And the other guy they brought out is the guy who, like, he's so high, but he tries his best to convince you he's not high. But the more he talks, the more you're like, dude, you are stoned. They brought out these two guys, and they're basically like, all right, like, one of these two has to drive you home. Like, that's why I don't want to vote. I'm like, I just walk. Hey, you know, I make girls come. I do it like all the time. Nah, these are just jokes. Honestly, I don't, and I don't even care. I'm a selfish lover. Like, so I won't even bother with the vibrator because I don't care if they come. If I finish and the girl doesn't, I'm just like, hey, put it on my tab. Yeah. Anyway, I'm recently single. I don't even smoke weed that often, man. Not anymore, at least. Sometimes I'll upload videos of my stand-up on YouTube, and people will be like, this guy's so baked. I'm not. This is just my face. I do think that because I smoked so much during puberty, my face got stuck like this. You know how they tell you, your face gonna get stuck like that. Keep making it. I don't smoke that often anymore. I used to. I really do believe that smoking weed as a teenager saved my life, though. I honestly do, because I was a troublesome little angry kid. I used to fight for dumb reasons. Somebody would be like, hey, man, I was with your girl last night, and I'll be like, what'd you say about my girl? But weed mellowed me out instantly with the first hit. I remember smoking and just being like, man, you can have my girl, bro, no problem. I was like, let me introduce you. I like her, so I know you'll love her, you know? Like, I'm broke. I lost all my money. I invested everything into Haktua coin. I trusted her. I like the Haktua girl, but do you ever think about it, like, why did we make her famous? We've never even actually seen her suck a dick. She could be all talk. What if she's never sucked one? What if she's never sucked a dick in her life? There could be like all her ex-boyfriends just seeing her blow up and they're like, what? She never, no, what? I told her to do that. She stole my line. I said, Haktua will spit on my thing. I'm gonna sue her, copyright infringement. All right, what's your name? Heidi?
I follow you on Instagram, so I'll follow you.
Oh, shit, hell yeah. Heidi, I'm gonna block you. You freak me out. Talking to this side, man. Sure. I got my first booty call in there. Yeah. Yeah, it's the first time that the girl called me. Well, it's the first booty call ever in general, but it's amazing to me that the girl called me. Like, it feels amazing. The only thing I can compare it to is it feels like if your favorite pizza place called you and was like, what are you doing around midnight? You want some free pizza? Like, and don't get me wrong, no guy is gonna resist free pizza, but when it comes that easy, it's like, what's wrong with the pizza though? I don't mean to be mean or rude, it's just, I don't have health insurance, so I can't afford to get sick from pizza. My favorite of the more modern day rappers is Quavo from the Migos, because anything he says sounds badass, man. I like this song called Kelly Price, because in that first verse, Quavo comes out swinging. He's like, I go through all the cities, I'm on a mile a minute, I go a mile a minute. And when I'm sober, that shit's tight. But when I smoke a little bit, I start doing the math. I was like, yo, a mile a minute, that's 60 miles an hour. I was like, yo, did this dude just brag about driving across country at speed limit?
My grandpa loves living in the States. He loves the diversity, he loves the technology. He appreciates it all because he grew up in this tiny little village in Mexico. I don't even think the village had a name. It was like 2 huts and a light bulb. And that was like their only electricity. He loved that light bulb, man. Like, they didn't have TV, so like when he'd be in trouble, his mom would be like, no light bulb for a month. So now that he's over here, he like appreciates the hell out of everything. He's amazed by everything. He's amazed by movies that aren't even new anymore. Like I love watching old kung fu movies. He'll watch them with me, and the whole time he's like, "Oh my God, this stuff is amazing. There's no way it can be real. Like look at all this." I gotta tell him, like, Grandpa, Chinese people, they exist. Wow. On a Thursday night, who's hitting you up that's more important than me? Who is it? I want to know. That's your timer to go to bed? Oh, yeah. Like I haven't heard that one before. Hey, good morning. Sorry I fell asleep last night. Who the fuck is he? This is why I don't ever let out about my feelings. Because you're talking about your feelings for the first time ever and somebody just gets a dick pic loud as fuck. Nah, I'm just playing. What's your name? Candy? Yeah. She doesn't go to bed at 9:30.
But I like the racism in New York better. You guys aren't born with it, you know? People don't get racist here until you inconvenience everybody else. I saw this dude, he held up the train. Nobody cared about the color of his skin until he held up the train. He had his backpack on and his backpack wouldn't let the doors close, but he didn't know it was him, so the doors just kept going, Dino, Dino. Somebody was like, yo, take that fucking sack off or go back to where you came from. What's messed up is that it worked. That dude went straight back to Connecticut. I don't care who you vote for, like left, right, you know? It's just crazy to me that Trump, like, he got right to it. He wasn't even playing around. I thought we were gonna get like a month head start at least, you know? I didn't think he was gonna get it right. He was like, yo, as soon as I get in office, I'm getting rid of the immigrants. But I didn't think he was gonna do it like right away. Because, you know like when you get home and you're pulling into your driveway and you're thinking about everything you gotta do, you're like, yo, I gotta put in a load of laundry, take out the trash, clean up the kitchen a little bit. But you don't do it all like right away. You put on Netflix, you heat up a meal, you do things in between, you know, you take little breaks. But Trump, he didn't watch no Netflix, bro. He got right to it. Everybody everybody on the internet, they've been making fun of this one dude. I don't know if y'all seen that picture. It's a Mexican dude wearing a Latinos for Trump shirt, and he's being arrested by ICE. And everybody in the comments was like, that's what you get. That's what you get for supporting Trump. But I don't think he was really a Trump supporter. I think he was just like incognito. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like when Bugs Bunny dresses up like a woman, like he went that way. Like, I think this man just knew that any day now ICE would pull up to his job, so he wore the shirt and so that he could be like, what do you mean? Come on, it's me, baby, come on. I was at the rally, you remember? Come on. I recommend everybody should wear those. It can't tell you apart, you know? I don't know if this is true, but I heard a rumor that there's like an ICE hotline. Like you can call ICE, and if you give up an illegal immigrant, they'll give you like $1,000. I called them right before this show. It's tax season, I'm sorry, you know? They were like, there's an illegal immigrant there? I was like, there's gotta be like 20 at least. I said, all I know is you better bring 20K cash at least. I've been looking to buy some rims for my car. I grew up in like a rim-centric era. Like I was taught that the nicer someone's rims are, the more you respect that person. And that's a code I still live by to this day. Yeah, like if I pull up to a red light with my girl and the car next to us has better rims, I'm like, it's all right. Go to him. That was number one priority when I was growing up, was getting some nice rims. That was more important than moving out even. Yeah, you could live at your mom's, but if you had nice rims, people would be like, nah, his mom stays with him. That's just a good boy. Yeah. All right. That's not racist. It's not. I'm Latino, and even when I see other Latinos, I'm like, Spanish stuff. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Our car has like a lot of problems. Like for starters, the passenger seatbelt doesn't work. And that kind of sucks, because that means like if I am able to get a girl to ride with me somewhere, like, she has no choice but to be my ride or die. Those are your two options. It sucks to be short, you know? I can't even go to the bar like everybody else, man. If I'm at the bar and I get bumped into, I just get bumped into. End of story. I was at the bar with my girl the other night. I was holding my drink. Some dude bumped into me. I spilled some of it. I turned around all swole. I was like, man, who the fuck? That guy's in a rush. My girl was like, you spilled your drink. Aren't you gonna say something? I was like, bitch, alcohol is bad for you. I need to stop anyway. It's been cool, man. I've been having a cool little week. I ran into my mom's ex-boyfriend the other day. Yeah, he's doing really good, man. He was right. We were holding him back. He dresses so much nicer. He got a car now. I approached him. I had to. I said, dude, if this is what getting away from my mom looks like, I'm ready, bro. That's the one dude that broke up with my mom. Every dude she dated, she would dump them. But I remember the day he broke up with her. I was 10 years old. He's walking out the house. I was like, he is going places. I spend a lot of money on sneakers, too. That's where I get a lot of my confidence is from shoes, you know? A fresh pair of Nikes will have me forgetting I'm only 5'7". I'll start walking up to tall girls at the bar like, what's up, shorty? I'd be like, come here, I have to tell you something. It's cool little Saturday. Last Saturday, I went to a strip club with my friends. I don't think I make enough money to enjoy strip clubs. I think I make enough money to enjoy the ride to the strip club. That part's fun to me. That's the part where everybody still has hope, you know? It's you and your boys, listening to good music. Everybody's lying to each other. Saying stuff like, hey, tonight's gonna be a movie, who knows how it ends? But on the inside, I'm like, I know how it's gonna end. The 5 of us are gonna ride home together in the same Honda Civic that we came with. Only with no money. I'm too afraid to try cocaine because I feel like anybody who's ever tried cocaine either really loves it or just really hates it. Like there's no in between. Because anytime I ask somebody if they've tried it, they always say, yeah, but it's not for me. Or they say, why, you got some? I'm like, man, chill out, dude. I've never been into politics, but that last debate taught me a lot. I liked it. My favorite part of the debate was when Trump was like, first of all, I'm a beast at golf. He just started roasting Biden. He was like, bro, he can't even hit the ball more than 50 yards. That's such an immature thing to say. But Biden was even more childish. He responded with, yes, I can. Can too. That's when I realized I don't even belong in this country, bro. When the presidential debate turned into 2 men arguing that who's better at a sport that I can't even afford to play. I don't think I'm a vote, but on a personal level, I like Trump. I do. I didn't like him at first, because when he first ran for president, he was saying like messed up things. He was like, Mexico just sends over a bunch of drug dealers and Mexicans are a bunch of drug dealers. That's a very messed up thing to say, just to generalize our people like that, you know? But then, when he was in office, and my dad was in prison for selling drugs, Trump passed this bill that knocked off a lot of time of nonviolent offender sentences, which meant my dad got to come home early thanks to Trump. That means that Trump was like, yeah, Mexicans, they're a bunch of drug dealers. But that's what I like about them. I gotta be careful though, I'm a type 1 diabetic. Yeah, that's right, I got the diabetes, yeah. Sometimes people don't believe me when I tell them, and I think it's because I only weigh like a $135. I'm a skinny dude, yeah. Hearing me say I have diabetes is like saying, like hearing a really ugly dude say he got herpes. You know what I mean? Like people just look at me like, you got it? Like for sure, like a doctor told you, you think you got it. Like, if you didn't like that joke, you're ugly. Yeah, I got it when I was 6, and I had the same doctor from when I was 6 till I was 18. That's a long time to have one doctor, so when I left, I thought it'd be nice to leave a review on his website. So who knows him better than me, you know? I was like, this man was my doctor for the last 12 years. And I'm still diabetic. 1 star. I didn't like the nurses at his clinic. They tried to like make me feel better. They thought I was sad. I wasn't until they tried to make me feel better. They would be like, you know, in time, you might even find that diabetes could be like a blessing in disguise. I think I'd rather have just a regular blessing. But believe it or not, I try to use that advice years later. My friends were trying to start a fight at a bar, and I'm not a fighter. I'm like, maybe I can pull a diabetes card here. You know? This big dude pushed me. And I was just like, hey man, you don't want to do this. I'm diabetic. This is one of the downsides to living in America, though. He goes, me too. Bah! It's like, what the fuck, bro? We gotta stick together. He was like, nah, 2 types walked in, 1 type's walking out. Why is it that when a man dies, we bury him in the suit? Like, I don't want to be buried in the suit. That's my final rest, not my first interview. We're a backwards people for that, man. We're backwards because when babies are born, the first thing we do is wrap them in pajamas and blankets. Life should be the other way around. My final rest should be pajamas, big old tiger blanket. And the minute that babies are born, they should immediately be put in suits because first impressions are everything. And I know you're like, that's such a goofy ass silly thought, you know? But it's serious, cause like, all right, just imagine that I brought out 2 newborn babies right now. Twins even. One of them in a suit and the other one in pajamas. Which one are you gonna respect more? The sleepy bum baby or the 401k baby? Like,
This whole front row is like pretty white, except for this guy. Where are you from, sir? India. Oh, so this whole front row is just tech. I misjudged you. You're not tech. I feel like you might have a son that does tech, but you're a little disappointed that he didn't work in the mail center. These are what you work with, boy. Like, I don't know.
I've been looking for a car to buy on OfferUp. When people were selling cars, they get real aggressive sometimes. Like I saw a post, it was like price non-negotiable, price is firm, serious inquiries only, don't waste my time, no stupid questions will be ignored, don't waste my time. I asked that dude one question. Who hurt you, man?